Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us. My name is Ricky Hill, and I'm an e-recruiter and engagement specialist here at the University of California, Merced. Thank you so much for joining us today for UC Week and for our transfer presentation. At this time, let me give you a couple of quick tips so that you can participate with us today. If you'd like to adjust your audio settings, you can do so in the lower left corner of your screen. Go ahead and click the audio settings button and make adjustments as you see fit. If you would like to adjust the size of your screen, you can do so by clicking View Options at the upper portion of your window. Make adjustments once again as you see fit. If you would like to participate with us in the question and answer session, go ahead and look at the bottom of your screen and click the Q&A button. We would love to hear from you today, so please go ahead and submit those questions throughout the presentation. Once again, thank you so much for joining us today. My name is Ricky Hill, and I'd like to go ahead and hand things over to Miriam.
Hello, everybody. Welcome, and my name is Miriam Guzman. I am a transfer student here at UC Merced. At the moment, I'm working on my last year here at the university. I'm majoring in public health and have a minor in psychology. And I'm going to let my colleague Mariah introduce herself.
Thank you so much, Miriam. My name is Mariah Tresvand, and I am the Southern Central Valley Transfer Advisor for the Office of Admissions at UC Merced. So I service campuses from Madera all the way down to Bakersfield. And a fun fact about me is I am a former transfer student, and I did transfer to UC Merced a few years back. So now we can go ahead and get started on our transfer presentation, and we're going to begin talking a little bit about UC Merced. So to begin, we're going to talk about where UC Merced is located. We like to say it's located in the heart of California. We're about an hour from Fresno and about 2.5 hours, 3 hours from San Francisco. And we also are known as the gateway to Yosemite because we are in such close proximity to Yosemite National Park. On the next slide, we can take a look at why some students choose UC Merced. We are a modern campus with cutting edge technology. We have plenty of undergraduate research opportunities for our students here. And then my personal favorite, which is the reason why I chose UC Merced, is they're an accepting and very friendly campus. And I felt very much at home and when I visited the campus upon the first time. On the next slide, we're going to take a look at the makeup of our campus, and here you can see that we, most of our students do transfer from Southern California with a close follow-up by Central California. We have a little over 8,000 students, and as you can see, 74% of those students are first-generation status, which means that they are the first in their families to go to college. So now we're going to discuss life on campus, and I'm going to go ahead and let Miriam talk about this. She has a little bit more student experience that she can share with you guys.
Yes, so life on campus. There's obviously for everybody's going to be different. Everybody's on different roads, different majors and things like that. So we're going to get started with the housing. Next slide, please. All right, so in a normal year, when all the campuses and everything has gone back to normal, if everything is operating well, everybody has the opportunity to live on campus. I would like to highlight as well that as transfer students, you also have the opportunity to live on campus in a living, learning community. And all of that is going to be determined whether you want to live with people that have the same major as you or interest as you and things like that. So let's move on to the clubs and organizations. All right, so here on campus, we have almost 200 clubs and organizations. And it ranges from like social, cultural, professional clubs and organizations. For me, from my experience, I've actually involved with the Public Health Society and the Global Medical Training. Just to remind you, I'm a public health major, so I'm very heavily involved, and I think this is a great way for students to really get involved on campus. From my experience, I had the great opportunity to travel to Panama and get that really hands-on experience. I was able to shadow doctors over there, practice vitals, and get that different cultural aspect of, really getting that hands-on experience. So that was just a little bit of my experience. I know that other clubs and organizations also have different ways of doing their hands-on experience, and for students to really have a great opportunity to participate in. And we also have on the following slide, we have the CABS program, which is the Campus Activity Board. And this is a run-based program led by students. So this program really helps students de-stress. I know finals and midterms can be really tough, especially like, when you have difficult classes, but this program really allows students to de-stress, like I said, but through those programs, they offer two popular programs that are called Treats and Beats and Coachella, which is our form of Coachella. Treats and Beats is held in the fall, and Coachella is held in the spring. So many of the famous artists has come here to the university and performed and had little talks. Artists include, just to name a few, because there's been a lot actually. So like Enrique Iglesias, LMA, D. Ray Davis, Ken Jeong, and much more. So that's just a little bit of fun facts about UC Merced. Now moving on to the athletics program. For those of you that are a sports fanatic, we have a variety of sports that are offered here at UC Merced. For our men's and women's basketball teams, they play at the NAIA level, which the teams include basketball, cross country, soccer, and volleyball. And for those of you that aren't too very competitive, but they still want to join a sport, we have the club sports, intramural sports, and outdoor adventures. And now with the new added facility here, we have a new pool actually that's opened in 2020 this fall. And we're looking forward to adding any water sports. Next slide, please. So we know that it's important for students to really get that experience of networking and communicating well with others. So we provided this semester this new program that's called the Student Dance, which helps students gain networking skills. And also, since everything is virtual, we want to continue providing students the communications with faculty, staff, and other students. So with this program, what it does, it generally just, it provides students with activities that normally would be held on campus, but they're virtually, but still it gives them a great opportunity to participate in. For me, I had actually, it's easy access, so that's what I really like about it, because it's a webinar, so no matter where you are, like usually if you were on campus, it would be kind of hard to run from this point of the campus to the other, but this really facilitates that. So that's a thing that I like about this program. So moving on, I'm going to pass on the mic to Mariah and let her explain a little bit more about the academic experience aspect of the campus.
Thank you so much, Miriam. All right, so as you can see, UC Merced has 3 schools: the School of Engineering, Natural Sciences, and Social Sciences, Humanities, and Arts. In total, we have 25 majors, and all of them are available for first-year and transfer students. We are adding a new major, Civil Engineering, which will be available to transfer students at the start of fall in 2023. There is an undeclared option for each school listed. On the next slide, as I said previously, Yosemite we like to consider is in our backyard. So naturally, UC Merced is going to have special programs and research institutes available. And one of those programs, if you're interested, is our Yosemite Leadership Program. And regardless of your major or previous outdoor experience, you can gain the skills to lead, advocate for the environment, and make informed, ethical decisions and create social change with this 2-year program. On the next slide, we have a lot of opportunity for our students to learn outside of the classroom. One of the popular ones being UC Education Abroad, where students have the opportunity to study in nearly 35 different countries for either a semester or a year-long internship. Or if you'd like, there's also UC-DC, where you can live at the UC Washington Center for a semester, and you would work network with lawmakers, work in legislative offices, attend debates and hearings. You can also respond to constituent inquiries and much more while living there. And there's a lot of other options. If you're really interested in more opportunities for learning outside of the classroom, you can always visit our website. But now we're going to go on to looking at how UC Merced can prepare our students for the future. And this is something that I'm going to go ahead and let Miriam discuss with you guys.
Yes, so thank you, Mariah. I would like to also share with everybody here that research here is open to all majors, and no matter, it doesn't have to be like just science, it could be like public health, any major, research is open. So we have 18 research facilities and institutes in the centers. Here at UC Merced, we have research opportunities available for all students, like I mentioned. For my experience, I'm involved in the Nicotine, Cannabis, and Policy Center. And what this does, it allows students to go out into the different communities in the San Joaquin Valley and survey those people that are here living and residents in the Central Valley and get their voices heard. Because I don't know if some of you know, but you know, when they make the policy regarding like anything regarding like smoking in the buildings or things like that, those laws are made, but they're usually like, they collect the data from LA area and the San Francisco area. So what this program here at UC Merced does, it really combines, like, it wants students from the Central Valley to get their voices heard. So we gather all that information and we take it up to the legislation and try to make a movement and incorporate the San Joaquin Valley as well. So I think that's a great opportunity that students have easy access for research. And moving forward, we have this awesome, actually this is amazing, exploration that is out of this world. So this slide, exactly what it's saying. We are collaborating with NASA, and we're sending out a robotic that is gonna go to Mars, collect some specimen, and then return. Hopefully it'll be landing, I believe it's March 2021. And then we're gonna be hoping for whatever it collected and things like that. So this is a great way for students to get that research experience and do innovation things like this, that it's super cool, I think. So moving forward, yeah, so students definitely have the opportunity to gain leadership skills and really take initiative through different programs here at our campus. We like to highlight one of the programs here, that it's the Yosemite Leadership Program. And this is a 2-year program where students really get to develop those leadership skills and take initiative. So for more information, you can definitely check out our website here and you know, find the different programs. I know we have a lot. There's 3,000 UC Merced students that participate in civic or community projects. 7,000 hours of community service projects are completed by the UC Merced students. So that's just a little bit to show you guys that there's also hands-on opportunities for students and not just, you know, working. So moving forward, we have different student support services. One of my favorites is the TRV, Returning at Veterans Program. This program really offers, especially for transfer students and returning at veterans, like it says there, but it offers students peer mentoring, academic support services, and community engagement. So it kind of makes the transition smoother and gets you familiar with all the buildings, all the programs, all the accessible opportunities for students to be a part of. I know transitioning is a big change, so this program really helps students make it happen smoothly. We also have PALS that's like help students. It's kind of like tutoring, so students tutor other students. We have a variety of topics or courses like chemistry, math, and things like that. So definitely that's a good program to utilize at UC Merced. And moving forward to Basic Needs Hub. So Basic Needs Hub has a direct impact on the mental, emotional, physical health, and academic performance for students. So definitely, we just want to highlight here too that for those who are maybe food insecurity is a problem, that's no longer going to be a problem because we have different programs here that support. For example, we have the CalFresh, Community Garden, and Bobcat Pantry. I can highlight a little bit on the Bobcat Pantry. I actually use that myself sometimes. You could once a week, and then they provide you fresh food, fresh eggs, fruits and vegetables, juice, whatever you need for the week to, eat. So it's a good thing to have. And moving forward, so for anybody out there that is interested in like making their own business or starting their own thing, we have a lot of programs here that are offered at UC Merced. So entrepreneurship and business development. So students who are interested in, like I mentioned, starting their own companies or businesses have the opportunity to participate in a different labs and centers. For example, we have the ag. I don't know if you can just take a look at those programs. We have the ag technology, and it prepares students for a new agriculture industry. Another one I would like to highlight is the Venture Lab, which helps students start up and develop their an idea and transition and like continue moving forward with that idea into a commercially viable business. So that's just a little bit about our programs here at the university. Let's move forward to the 2020 project. So as many of you may know, our campus has expanded. It's the newest UC, but we have definitely every year it's expanding. So we have this 2020 project here at UC Merced, which is now doubled the size here on campus. And with that, we have opened a lot of new facilities here. But just to name a few, because there's, there's a lot of buildings to name, but we would like to highlight that there's a new academic and research building. So that's located kind of where the water is over there next to the, well, you can take a look at that map, but there's also a new student life facilities, competitional swimming pool, and other athletic fields that we've added as well. So I'm actually very excited for coming back to school once we do, but yeah. Now I would like to transition you guys back to Mariah and let her talk a little bit more about the admissions and financial aid.
Thank you again, Miriam. Okay, so I would like to start by talking about a new transfer opportunity that we have for our students. UC Merced is the only University of California campus to offer an undeclared transfer option for students. So this means that if you were eligible from high school to attend a UC, you can transfer before you have earned 60 semester or 90 quarter units, as well as completing all of your major preparation. There are 3 different methods that you can choose from in order to utilize the early transfer opportunity. Please visit our admissions website for more information about each of those options. However, if you are planning to take the regular transfer route, on the next slide, we're going to take a look at some of those junior level transfer requirements. So in order to transfer as a junior level applicant, you must complete a minimum of 60 semester or 90 quarter units of UC transferable credit. You must earn at least a 2.4 GPA in UC transferable coursework, or earn a 2.8 GPA if you are a non-California resident. You must complete the 7-course pattern of general education courses by the end of the spring term prior to the fall enrollment, and you must complete all of the courses required for your major, which we consider your major preparation. Do keep in mind that some majors do require a higher GPA than the minimum 2.4, so do visit our website to ensure that that's not one of your majors. On the next slide, when preparing for UC Merced, or to transfer to a UC, we ask that you plan out your coursework by taking a look at your major preparation, which are foundational courses to help you prepare for your major, and also your general education coursework requirements, or your IGETC, which are a set of courses that all students are required to complete before graduation. A really nice tool that you can use to consolidate all of that information almost into a unofficial transcript is our UC Transfer Admissions Planner, which you can find at the link below. Here you're also able to view if your coursework is UC transferable, what credit you might receive for your examinations, as well as your UC transferable GPA. On the next slide, we're going to take a look at some changes that are happening due to COVID-19. So for the spring of 2020, summer of 2020, and fall of 2020, we are allowing students to take pass or no pass pass, no pass, or credit, no credit grading options. We are allowing that to also be applied to major preparation coursework completed in these applicable terms. Also, these courses that are not, or that are taken for no pass, pass, or no credit option will not count towards the UC's limit of 14 semester or 21 transferable units. On the next slide, we're going to take a look at the dates and deadlines. So fall admissions application is available August 1st. So for fall of 2021, it is now open. Students can begin submitting their application between November 1st and November 30th. But if you are hoping to apply for the spring semester, the application submission period will be from July 1st and July 31st. There is a $70 application fee per campus, but fee waivers are available to students who qualify. On the next slide, we're going to take a look at some scholarship opportunities. And here we have the Blue and Gold Opportunity Plan, as well as the Middle Class Scholarship. The Blue and Gold Opportunity Plan is available for California resident students or students who have the AB 540 status. And if your family makes less than $80,000 a year, you qualify for your tuition to be paid for, which is awesome. And then the Middle Class Scholarship applies to undergraduate families with undergraduate students with family incomes of less than $184,000. It is on a sliding scale, so depending on where you lie on that scale, will change the status of your financial aid. However, we do encourage everyone to apply for not only these scholarships, but for the scholarships that we have on our websites, both internal scholarships and external scholarships. And on the next slide, you can see that almost 90% of UC Merced students do receive financial aid, up to an average of $19,300. The application for financial aid opens October 2nd, and you must submit it by the priority deadline of March 2nd. Do get started on it early. Complete and return any documents requested to the Office of Financial Aid and Scholarships for your financial aid by June 1st. Now we're going to talk about the next steps after applying to the UC. On the next slide, you can see that students now have the opportunity to tour our campus virtually. It is an interactive, we have an interactive virtual tour. We also have drone tours now available for our students. We also have Instagram live tours, which is something new that we've just implemented. So if you want to take a look at our campus and see what we have here for you guys, do look at the QR code here, or you can always explore our admissions website. We will be having some admissions virtual events. We do host several events, on-campus events throughout the year during the regular term. So we are hoping that we can give you guys the same experience through our virtual events. And so do visit our website to look at those different virtual events that we have going on and see if any of those apply to you. On the next slide, here you can see some of the UC virtual events that we have coming up. UC for You and UC for Everyone for first year transfers, non-resident or international students, and then for all. You can register at ucforyou.universityofcalifornia.edu/. And now you can take a look at some of the NACAC virtual fairs that we are also going to be participating in. If you would like to register, do visit virtualcollegefairs.org/. All right, so now we have some time for questions. If you guys have questions, you can feel free to leave them in the chat and the UC staff here will go ahead and answer this for you.
Hi, and thank you so much again for joining us. A wonderful presentation from Mariah and Miriam today. We do have just a couple minutes here for some questions, so let's go ahead and get started. Give me just a moment here. Also, just while we're waiting for the questions to start rolling in, take a look at this slide. You might want to go ahead and take a screenshot of this one because it does have some great contact information for you. So you can go ahead and get the social media channels that we do have, as well as email address and phone number. So if you'd like to reach out to us. And also one last tip here, just before we get started in the question and answer, we also do have transfer drop-in advising hours that can be a drop-in, and you can meet with us live as well. The next drop-in date will be September 25th from 1 o'clock to 3 p.m. And we can also, or you can also access the registration form on the admissions webinar page. All right, so let's go ahead and see what questions we have. So how important is it to complete the major prep prior to transferring?
That is a great question. It is extremely important to complete major preparation. We do have required major preparation, and if you visit assist.org, you can see find those list of required major preparation, but we also have a list of recommended major preparation. The required major preparation is extremely important to complete because you do risk not being admitted to the UC for not completing some of those major preparations. So we always encourage, and it is best to complete as much major preparation as you can prior to transfer.
Great, thank you so much, Mariah. And here's another question for us today. Do you have student housing off campus for students who don't want to live on campus?
That is another great question. So we do have, through our student housing office, we do connect students who want to live off campus with places that are off campus. So we do have off-campus housing resources available for our students. If you want to know more information about what's around Merced that you can live at, then that's that option. But we are no longer having the on-campus, off-campus contract agreements with the housing that we had previously for our transfer students, because we now have new housing available on campus, so we should be able to house all of our transfer students on campus now.
Great answer. Thank you so much for that. Another question is, when is the deadline to apply for transfer?
The deadline for applying for transfer is the same deadline for all UC applications, so it will be November 30th is the deadline for fall 2020 or fall 2021, and then for spring of 2022, the deadline will be July 31st.
Great. And do we offer spring admissions?
Yes, UC Merced is one of those. Or is one of the few campuses that actually offers spring admission. Each year, we do offer spring admission.
And does UC Merced offer a tag?
Absolutely. We are one of the 6 campuses that does offer the tag. The tag application is available from September 1st through September 30th. So currently our transfer students are allowed to apply for the transfer admission guarantee at this time. And that deadline will be September 30th.
Wonderful. Okay, well, that pretty much wraps up our time today. We did have about a 30-minute window of time to meet with all of you today. At this time, I would just like to once again give a giant thank you to our presenters today, our expert panelists of Mariah and Miriam. Wonderful presentation today. And at this time, just on behalf of all of my colleagues at the University of California, Merced, we hope that you have a wonderful afternoon. And thank you so much for joining us today.